We're howdy there, folks. Hello, everyone. It is me, Chris, your humble GM for these preceding evenings, as we're here for another episode of the Wildfire Club. With that, we're on episode 7, so we're getting up there in season years. But before we get into this part of the story, I'd like to introduce all the lovely folks we have here at the fine table, starting off with Humna. Humna, who are you and who are you playing?
Hello everyone, my name is Humna, I use any and all pronouns, and today I will be playing Ava Taha, who uses he, him pronouns, who just unfortunately lost his mother. And he definitely has very uncomplicated feelings about that. I'll pass it over to Josephine.
Hello everyone, I'm Josephine at scarydogfriend, and I'll be playing Lizzie Stone, who uses she, her pronouns. Sometimes your gay lover sister you gotta set on fire. I'll pass it over to Cam.
I'm Cam, I prefer they, them pronouns, and I am playing Arizona Holloway today. And Arizona is gonna have a totally fine and normal day. Nothing weird is gonna happen, no one's gonna get shot. This time. I'll pass it over to Chris.
Indeed, nothing will happen, not a single thing, no revelations or anything like that, because I'm Chris, and I am your humble GM for these preceding evenings. With that in mind, before we get into the story, a couple things in case you missed it there in the waiting screen. First and foremost, content warnings for this episode and series in particular. If you type an exclamation point CW in the chat down there, you see the content warnings, which I'll read out here for your easement here. We got fantasy and gun violence, apocalypse, romance, and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, severe weather, specifically forest fires and hurricanes, blood, real-world religions, familiar struggles and loss, alcohol and drug use, trauma, references to mind control, manipulation and control, there we go, emotional and physical abuse, supernatural elements, depictions of kidnapping and murder. If none of this floats your boat, there's a plethora of wonderful content out there for you to enjoy. Also, if you want to follow me or any of the lovely cast members we have here, you can type exclamation point cast to see we can find them right on the big wide internet. But with that very long spiel out of the way, I think it's time we head into another intro and episode here of the Wildfire Club. So sit back, relax, and let's see what happened last time on the Wildfire Club. See you in a hot second, folks. We open up. Probably late morning. The sun has kind of already risen up over the valley after the events of last night. And we find ourselves back in the familiar place of Hearts Valley General. You see that the camera pans through sort of that slick, generic hospital shiny floor, various rooms. Everybody's kind of in their own, for the most part, suite. Luckily for all you're nearby, in case anything else happened. But at this moment, the camera pans into one of the nearby rooms, as we find ourselves hearing that familiar beeping of sort of the monitoring system for the patient. That patient in question being your father, Ava. You see, he wasn't stabbed, so luckily all his injuries were more crash-related. So concussions and some injuries there, but he'll make it through fine. He's sleeping off the pain at the moment, but you're kind of nearby on a chair. You do notice there is wrapping around your arm or your hand, as they treated you right quick, but not enough for you to get out of bed. And how are you feeling this morning as you see your dad is sleeping it off? I don't know if you are sleeping or if you've stood awake the whole night. How are you feeling?
Ava's been in and out of sleep all night. It's been difficult for him to get any sort of rest at all. But he tried. He's been at the hospital the whole time by his father's side, and occasionally checking in because he heard that Lizzie and Zona were here too, and so occasionally checking in on them. But he should feel exhausted, but instead there's this weird wired feeling inside of his body, like everything's not real, like we have to do something, like we're forgetting something. Like we have to do something. But there's nowhere for that energy to go, and so it just kind of spins and spins and spins inside Ava's head.
Spins, and rightly so. Your entirety of your life, you've been able to find a way out. But this complex puzzle and mystery bullshit, to be perfectly honest, has got you running in circles with no real definitive answer. And as you are thinking about what exactly is the right thing to do in this moment, your dad slowly begins to wake up as you see he kind of...
Dad?
Ava...
Are you okay? How are you feeling?
Like I've been hit by a fucking truck.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That might have actually been what happened.
I don't know, we were taking the drive down. I don't know, something happened. I lost control. Your mother's gonna kill me.
And Ava pauses, hiccups, short circuits at the mention of his mother, because he realizes that his dad doesn't know yet about what happened, and he's not sure what words to use to even tell them. And so Ava just says, hey, a lot happened.
And he kind of lifts up. Feel that, kiddo.
Yeah, and I'm really, really glad that you're okay, that you're alive. But, Mom didn't make it.
What, to, like, the hospital? Like, are they okay? Are they downstairs? I mean, if anything, you should probably take them back home, and maybe you two can sort your issues out, if they're not admitted.
They didn't make it to the hospital at all.
I'm not following. Ava, what do you...
I was there. I managed to catch up just in time to find Hugh and Mom. And she was so badly hurt. And I tried. I tried. But they said that they couldn't save her.
You see, he reacts not in a way that you would normally see. You see that instead of just the loud burst of anger or tears or anything like that, he very much does his best to hide his pain. Looks over to you. What, was it the accident? Am I responsible for your mother's?
I don't think so. She had... Are you sure you want to know all this?
What happened? Was it somebody from town?
I didn't see anything. I only found you all after. And Mom had just so many stab wounds.
Stab wounds? What do you mean stab wounds? Like from glass? Like from...
I don't know. I didn't find what it was or who it was, but there was a lot of them. It wasn't an accident.
Was anybody else there when you found me and your mom?
And Ava takes a second to think about it and says, no.
We're supposed to have more time together,
I'm so sorry. I tried.
I know I'm supposed to be the parent in this situation, Ava. And I know now I'm not exactly father of the year, but I don't know what to do. Now, I just...
Ava
I don't...
rests his head on his father's head and holds his hand gently. I don't know either. But right now, we just have to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you just get one of the nurses or something? I'm feeling a little sick. I just need a towel or something, and
Yeah,
I need to be alone for a minute.
yeah, okay. Of course. And Ava turns and runs to the nearest nursing station.
With that, as you are running towards the station, you see that almost immediately as you leave the room, he just starts crying. He very much does not want to cry in front of you. You see, he bawls out, only hearing his whimpers as you get one of the nearby nurses. Uh, as you do, we get a little bit more of the floor itself. You can see that everybody's in their separate rooms. You notice that the Flores sisters have their own room, kind of adjacent from you. You do notice that Cyrus and Cassidy are in one room, but you do see also that the officer is there. You see Officer Shaw, or Sheriff Shaw, in this instance, is at the door. He's asking questions. And as you go over to the nurse station, he kind of goes up to you and kind of goes, Ava, hi. I know that you've been with your dad a lot, but I really do need a statement from the both of you.
Look, Sheriff,
I know.
it's not a great time for that, so if you
Well,
could just...
I need to collaborate your stories because right now, I'm going to be very honest with you. Cyrus is looking at murder.
It's all very complicated. Look, can we just get like a day or something to just... I lost my mom, okay? And my dad lost his wife, so if we could just have a little bit of time before we have to do all of this.
Kiddo, I understand completely, but you're not the only one who got attacked last night. I don't know what has gone over all these people here, but apparently the connecting factor seems between you and your little Wildfire club.
It's not our club. If you're concerned about that, I would talk to Dr. Moran.
Well, he's here. He's also making rounds, checking on everyone. So I will make sure I question him as well, but I am gonna need a statement from you. Sometime.
Okay, how about just later today?
Works for me.
Okay. Thanks.
With that walk off, what's going in your mind as you do notice that Cyrus, out of everybody that's kind of happened last night, your other two seem to have slightly told you what happened, but very much they've been able to get away slightly with it. But for your case, Cyrus was there and very much attacked you in the open there, so they're in some serious trouble. How are you feeling right now?
Above table, Ava has kind of pieced together, right, that Cyrus was being controlled in some way?
Yeah, they were being somewhat controlled. It wasn't them per se. Again, you don't know exactly how it works, but you do know it wasn't them at the forefront of their mind.
So because of that, I think Ava is feeling panicky a little bit because Cyrus was a victim of something probably related to this cult, this last Heartfellow, and he doesn't want his best friend to go down for something that they didn't... That wasn't her. And so with the time that Ava has bought before he has to make a statement to the sheriff, I think his thought is that if he could just talk to Lizzie and Zona and we could all just figure something out together, that maybe we can get Cyrus and whoever else was affected out of this.
And as you go back to your dad's room, crossing by, the camera pans away from you and into the room that you've just crossed by. As we find ourselves within Zona's room. Zona, you very much have bullets taken out from certain areas, from the lucky pot shots that bastard Levana was able to pull off there, but also a couple bruises, marks, and cuts. You know your mom is somewhere in the hospital, but very much does not want to be near you. And as you're in the room, very much getting up or very much feeling a little bit more like yourself, you hear the knock at the door as somebody's trying to get in.
Hello?
You see entering in, Percy kind of goes, "Well, you look banged up."
Well, I got shot at, so I'd be surprised if I wasn't.
You're making it a habit, and it's a bad one.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
You see he closes the door, goes to grab a seat. "How you feeling?"
I'm feeling like I just got shot, so, not so hot.
You want to explain why your mom wanted to commit murder against you? I know you two aren't exactly friends, but it's kind of weird that she would just flip like a switch like that. Did you say anything to piss him off?
Listen, Percy, I don't know exactly what all is going on with, my mother, with the town, with everything, but I do know something had some kind of influence over her, and it made her do all that. She wouldn't have done it otherwise.
I don't know. Is it a cult? Is it Cyclone? What is it? I don't understand.
I don't fucking know. Cult, Cyclone, Wumbo, Jumbo magic. I could not tell you, but I do know you shouldn't blame her for it. And besides, she's a terrible shot, obviously, so kind of gestures down at your knee. You'll be fine.
I know. You've been taking a bullet for me for quite some time, kid. And while your mother did try to kill you, Levana was a different story than we both know. They should have been gunning for you. They should have been gunning for me.
You don't need to worry about that. Well,
I
would take bullets for you anyway.
You shouldn't have to. That's the point.
I'm fine.
You're not. I brought you. And he kind of stresses a bit. You should not be here, Zona. This isn't a place for you.
What, in the hospital? Of course I should be in the hospital. I got shot. Are you an idiot?
No fucking shit you need to be in the hospital. That's not what I'm talking about.
What's going on?
I spoke with the old man, and it took some convincing, but we're letting you go.
Go where?
Anywhere you want, but not back at the ranch. You don't work for us anymore. You're not part of the extracurriculars anymore.
Wait. You're firing me?
Yeah. And don't think of it as firing. I'm saving you in this sense. You did it for me, now it's time for me to do it for you.
Are you fucking kidding me? I give my life to that ranch and you are firing me? Because what? Because I got shot?
No, it's not because you got shot. It's because
What?
you keep getting shot, you keep taking bullets that are meant for me, and because of my mistakes. You wouldn't be in this scenario, in this room, in this hospital bed, if it wasn't for my actions that you decided to take accountability for. You have a life.
The hell are you talking about?
You want to lower your voice down so that the cop next door doesn't inquire about stuff?
Your thanks for me taking a bullet for you and saving your life is firing me? From the job I've had over a decade?
You have a right to be mad, and you're going to be pissed for a little bit, because that's who you are, and that's what you do. But honestly, I am giving you a life. So think
You're
of it.
giving me a life by ripping away the one I already had.
What life do you have here, Zona? Everybody
I
at the
got
ranch
the
is
ranch.
gone. Everyone is either dead or gone. The old man's on his way out, and Jay's gonna come in. And to be honest, Jay doesn't like the place. He's probably gonna sell it. So if I don't fire you now, it's probably gonna be later down the road when he sells the land. And then what? You gonna stick around town? You wanna end up like your mother?
This is the stupidest fucking decision you've ever made.
Well, it's a decision I made. And while you may not see it like that, it's something a parent would do in order to give you a better life.
Yeah, but you're not my parent. You want to be. Surely you act like it. Oh yeah, it would be real nice for Zona to actually have some kind of fucking fatherly advice going, but that's not the case. You're my boss, and you're firing me after I took a bullet for you. What the hell, Percy?
You see, he looks over to the side, making sure the door's closed. And he gets the chair up close, so he can be slightly secretive of what he says next. While there are things that you have done, and things that you think you understand, you need to know that this is for the best. Because there's not going to be town around anymore with the way things are going.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about that this little incident here has got people riled up. People dying, wildfires, a lot of things that a small town can't handle, and Cyclone is taking very much a response to this. And tomorrow is going to be an emergency meeting.
What is this meeting gonna be about?
Town meeting, and people are going to decide whether or not to let Cyclone in full regalia. To let them build whatever they're going to build and turn this place into a city.
Okay, so what is a town meeting about building this place up have to do with you firing me?
Because it's going to win. And if it wins, there won't be a ranch to begin with, so think of it as me giving you a head start. I know.
Get the fuck out.
Zona, can you just for one fucking second stop being so headstrong and having your head up your ass to see what's in front of you? You're not meant to be here. It's time you move on. You are young. You have a life. You can be something.
Get
You don't have to
the
be just a
fuck
Holloway.
out. It's
Gets
not
up.
about have to be. It's about I am. Better or worse, I am. And you just taking it all away from me for what? Give me a head start? A head start for a race I don't fucking want to race. I don't want to run. If you're not going to help me, if you're not going to, if you're not going to actually act like the father of mine you think that you are, get the fuck out. I'm disappointed in you, Percy.
Life's a disappointment, kid. With that, he puts his hat on. With that, you see he tosses keys in your direction and goes, I had Trinity drive up your car here, so all your stuff is in there too, so you don't have to come to the range. I wish you nothing but the best, Holloway. And if I was you, again, I would drive as far as I can from this place. It's not worth it. He takes his hat, dips it towards you, and proceeds to walk out the hallway. How's Zona feeling right now in this moment?
Me as a player, I'm confused as to why I'm being fired. Me as Zona, equally fucking confused. Like, pissed. Angry, betrayed.
Just another amount of bullshit on top of the bullshit you've been dealing with. Makes no sense whatsoever, but it happened.
Yeah.
So with that, taking that in, thinking about what's going on, as you, I think at this point, are getting dressed and getting ready to get discharged here. We pan over to you, Lizzie. Lizzie, where are you, I'm wondering? Because you do notice that Loda does not want you nearby. But you still had to get treated for your injuries and whatnot. So I'm very curious where you are at this moment.
I'll just be in my own hospital bed alone. Am I being treated for burns? Was I shot again as a reminder? Or was I stabbed?
I think it was very much like
no, she shoots me. She shoots my leg.
Yeah, that's true. Yep, there we go. So you very much have been treated for that for this most part. So they've done most of what they can. They're just keeping you here, just in case, just a monitor. But you're in your room. You know, Father Stone, he's come by right quick, but he had to go and just grab something to eat real quickly. But he's around the area. He's probably coming back in a hot second. But how are you feeling, Lizzie? As you're in your room here being treated, you do notice that you're across the hall from Lola, so you have somewhat of like an eye peek whenever they like open the door. You can see.
I'm just trying to be respectful, staring up into the ceiling. I think I had been crying, but it's just all like stained against my face, and I smell burnt, sweating and everything, and I'm in pain, and I just feel the tops of my fingertips in just disbelief of what I've done. Alyssa had some feeling towards me or something, and my reaction was to destroy her. And I can't believe myself.
It's strange in that instance as you're thinking about what exactly happened, what you did. But as you're thinking, you're gonna knock on your door. And at this moment, walking in, you're expecting Father Stone, but rather you see Dr. Moran comes by. You see he's very much still dressed up this normally, but he seems to have put on quickly a just doctor's, coat on at the moment. Goes over. Hi, Lizzie. How you doing?
I don't know.
That's understandable for someone in your situation. I came in right quick. The hospital wanted me to do some checkups on some of you guys, and I gave my statement to the sheriff regarding whereabouts and all that. So I just wanted to check on you to see how you're doing.
I think she sits up. Hair messy. And what exactly do you think my situation is?
To be honest, you see he puts this, he has a pen and paper, but very much puts it away. I don't think there's anything in a medical book that can describe whatever the hell this is, to be honest. I guess I wanted to see just exactly, not even what happened, or, how you're doing on a physical front, but just mentally. You've been through a lot. And it does not seem that things are letting up, so it looks like you're running on vapors in a sense, and I just wanted to check in to see how exactly you are doing. No bullshit, none of whatever you've been saying as a cover.
I would say running on vapors is pretty accurate.
I know I don't have a right to ask, but why did you say you were pregnant? I checked, part of the thing, I get a brief, real quick checkup history and checking all of that, and your blood work and everything does not show any signs of pregnancy. I mean, that could be just medical error or anything like that, but I don't think you're particularly telling the truth.
Oh. So it wasn't just coming in here to figure out if I was okay or anything. It was just if I was crazy.
No, it's not a matter of crazy, it's a matter of lying. When you lie, that means things are not okay. I am still here to check if you're okay, but why in the world would you use pregnancy as a way to tell everybody you're okay?
What do you think? Whatever you want to fucking write down, why don't you just go ahead and say it? Because everyone's word that isn't mine is clearly better.
See, Lizzie, that's the problem. It's right there. You have spent a lot of your time helping others, focusing on everybody else, and it shows a level of self-worth, and that's in that essence there. That other people are worthy of help, but not you. You don't need it. And that will only get you so far. You have a lot to deal with, Lizzie, from what I only know. And I know that's only the surface of what's going on here. You need help. And I may not be the person to provide it. Not everybody needs my services, but I'm providing it in this instance here. And even if you decide not to use my services, you need to talk to somebody about how you're actually feeling, about what you're actually going through. Because people are going to be there to help you, but you gotta ask. I know it's always been an issue, but you gotta ask for help, Lizzie.
She very visibly clams up all over again, having any conversation with Dr. Moran. She's happy to help because of a community. She's not happy to help him specifically with the Wildfire Club, with setting up the donuts and the coffee. She's just, her arms folded over her chest again, wondering if she actually wants to give him any nugget of information, but she's just, I'm sorry, nobody can help.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. There's not much I can do. If you don't want my help, then you don't want my help. I'm not going to push it any further. But just think about what I said. My door's always open. But if it's not that door, find somebody else's door.
Why don't you go ahead and go across and figure out if they're fine?
Will do, Lizzie. Will do. I hope you get better.
Thanks.
And you see, as he opens the door, you hear, and I think everybody at this point hears, a fucking commotion. You hear what looks like to be screaming, and it particularly seems to be coming from the sister's room. You see the sheriff is there as well, though you're not able to get a really good look. But you can barely see what looks like to be Father Stone, who seems to be in the room shouting at the sisters. And I think all of you hear this as well.
I try to get out of my bed.
Fantastic. Getting out of bed. For my other two here, are you witnessing this or are you participating and intervening?
I'm coming out and I'm gonna witness it at first and kind of decide.
Yeah,
if
I
need
think
to intervene.
Ava like pokes his head out of the room to like check what's going on, and then when I see Lizzie kind of like rushing over, I think I'm gonna like follow suit.
With that going in, you can see at this point, very much bandaged. It's like very much Two-Face style here. You see Alyssa, who's very much bandaged up. They're not really participating in this argument. It seems to be particular Lola and Father Stone, with the sheriff right behind. As you see, Father Stone goes, I do not know why we are going around asking questions, deliberating, trying to seek evidence. It is very clear that this individual, and points over to Alyssa's sort of unconscious on the bed, attempted to hurt my pregnant daughter-in-law. If that is not a crime in the Bible, hell, a crime anywhere, then I don't know what is. I'm telling you, Sheriff, you need to arrest them. When they're good enough and healthy, take them to jail and let justice do its work. You
I'm looking at Lizzie.
You see
Lizzie.
Lola goes, get the fuck out of the room. I don't want... Leave.
Father, you cannot be in here.
Lizzie, dear, I'm taking care of this. Just go back to your room.
You
We're gonna get you
are
all settled.
being a legal asshole right now, and if there is gonna actually be this many accusations coming out of your mouth, you're gonna let the sheriff take care of things and not make your own sense of justice going on. Are you Jesus Christ?
I'm not Jesus Christ, but I'll tell you what. They are gonna let this girl go. She's getting good and healthy and fine, right? And she's gonna be let go out into the community once more. I wouldn't just go let somebody like that walk about our sacred streets like that after they try to hurt you, try to hurt your child. You see Lola go, what the hell are you talking about? You got a moment here, Lizzie, before either Father Stone or Lola make their own assumptions here. So what are you doing in this instance?
I'm not gonna say anything. Either one of them can go ahead and say whatever they want and think whatever they want. Lizzie's not gonna say anything. All she's doing is limping against like door frames and things, and she's trying to pull her father-in-law out and basically just keep arguing with him.
Make a real quick, make a brawn check.
Ooh, I'm fantastic at brawn.
Let's make a 5. He's built like a wet noodle, so he's not particularly
You got
strong.
this.
That's a 13.
Oh,
13. Yeah, you fucking pull him out the room. You see he goes, listen to me. These criminals, these are foreign assets that have come in here and tried to hurt this community.
Now, the one thing that you're not going to do is say anything about foreign or anything like that, or call these
It's not-
streets
not in
sacred,
that sense,
considering the
Lizzie.
fact that you were making deals with Cyclone, and you were preaching a certain particular message about them. When they have been introduced, they have not been family. Now you're going to come get out of their hospital room where they can recover, and you can make as much of a fucking stink about them doing whatever, whichever way, once they've recovered.
Lizzie, you need to understand that is different than what's going on here. I think I have recommitted my ways. I do not think Cyclone is the proper part of this community. It is, Alyssa works for Cyclone and try to hurt you. I see the errors in my ways. I truly do. And it is hence why people like this should not be involved in our community. I'm trying to help you and the baby. What kind of future are we, what kind of precedent are we setting if we just let murderers walk about this town with their head held up high, with the sin of pride in their heart, knowing that they got away with it. Does that make any good goddamn sense to you? They don't sit right with me.
Well, you're the one stirring up this hospital and making nothing sit right with any of us. Please go home.
I will go home. But mark my words, Flores, your time is nigh.
Do not raise your voice ever again in these halls. Go home.
You see he proceeds to go off. You see the sheriff kind of goes, thanks for your help there, Lizzie. Confrontation's not a big, strong suit of mine.
You've made that ever so apparent, Sheriff. And I limp back into my room.
Before you limp back, I think Ava, who's been like in the hallway watching this all, kind of comes up to you really quickly and puts a gentle hand on your shoulder and with a lowered voice asks, "Are you okay?"
Don't know.
You need me to like take that guy out or something?
He's the only only Catholic priest in perhaps 300 miles. We cannot take out the priest.
I meant like out of the hospital, but I would do that too.
You chose this moment to speak not in riddles, Arizona Holloway.
Sorry about that. I know it's confusing. More importantly, though, how are you feeling? The hell? That was intense.
Get in this hospital room.
Okay. And
Could someone get the curtains, please?
Oh, grab them.
Alyssa attacked me. She
Like-
had... I kind of raise the try to maneuver my leg, showing like the sutures from the shot wound. She came at me with blue eyes and a blue mist. And I had no idea that it was just something momentary. It seemed like they had just completely taken over her. She set a fire with Alyssa?
No, not with Alyssa. I'm sorry. She was set on fire?
She was setting fires. Lola and I, we went out into the woods. There was an abandoned church there, and Alyssa found us. And I had no right. I don't know what I was thinking, but the fire traveled, and I sent it through her. And that's why she is not awake. And I don't know if she will ever be awake again.
Shit. She came after you. You didn't know. And, Cyrus came after me. Same blue mist in her eyes, and it just felt otherworldly. Like it wasn't real.
I saw that same blue mist in my mother's eyes. She tried to kill me.
Yeah. Is your mother okay?
She'll be fine. It's fine. I'm fine. But There must have been something controlling all of them.
Yeah. My mother's dead.
What?
Ava.
I found my parents on the side of the road. They crashed, it looked like. And my dad, he was bleeding out, but he's fine now. And I found my mom, and she was stabbed over and over again, like someone with a vengeance and come after them. And I can't help but think she warned us about this last Heartfellow that would come after us. Is it our fault?
You know, it can't be your fault. It's not your fault. Things are going crazy right now, and God, I can't imagine what you're going through. Are you okay?
It's okay as it can be, I guess. And Ava thinks back to what his mother had said when the three of us had last had a confrontation with them about Cameron. And all of us having near-death experiences at this point. Ava just looks at Zona and then at Lizzie and says, I don't want to lose either of you. You both mean a lot to me. And I think there's something I need to tell you.
Okay.
You all lost people in the wildfire, right? The fire took people from you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gave the fire someone. I left Cameron to die. He was stuck underneath a beam or something, and details are fuzzy, but I could have saved him. I could have. But I didn't. Because I wanted him to die.
What? I mean, why? Was he?
And Ava's eyes meet.
Unfaithful?
Meet Lizzie's. As you say the word unfaithful, and Ava shakes his head, like chuckles a little. No, nothing like that.
What did he do?
He hurt me. More than once. And all
Once
of
is
them.
enough.
Yeah. I get into fights a lot. I mean, you both know that. We've thrown hands, fists at each other more than I can count. But it wasn't nothing like that. It was... Well, it wasn't playful. So I wanted him to die. I couldn't think of another way to get out of that situation, and then... I must think I'm awful, but... the wildfire kind of saved me.
No. Honestly, there's something relieving about hearing that this gave something to one of you.
I agree. I think maybe it was for the best then.
I'm sorry we never... I don't...
No, you couldn't have known. It just feels weird to feel this way about the fire when I know that it hurt both of you and so many others so much, you know?
I'm glad you told us. You didn't have to, but I'm glad you did.
I couldn't tell anyone else. And Appa goes in to pull, if they'll allow it, both Zona and Lizzie in.
Oh, yeah. Pulls you both in. I'm sorry, I smell awful.
That's okay. Sorry, I'm covered in blood.
I think, as you have this moment here, you see very much knock on your door. Dr. Moran comes in, he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'll come back in a moment. I wanted to speak with Ava real quick. Have you seen your dad?"
He's just in his room.
Well, I checked. Apparently he discharged himself.
What?
What?
Yeah, and he kind of goes over and brings you over to the room, and she's empty. A nurse said he had a pager. He got paged real quick, and he just discharged himself without the papers and everything. So I guess I told him that you should still be around. I wanted to make sure I give you the papers and everything.
What the fuck would Cyclone want with an injured man?
I don't know, but your dad didn't look particularly happy. I didn't say anything, but
No.
it looks like he was headed to the mall.
To the mall?
One that's under
apparently-
construction?
Apparently, I was doing my rounds with another patient, and I heard very much like shouting, and the mall was mentioned, so I'm guessing he's headed there.
Shouting and you didn't stop him?
It's a hospital. And it was by the phone lines. I mean, you can scream at somebody when you're making a phone call. That isn't a crime.
Okay, thank you for letting us know. And Ava turns to Zona and Lizzie, like putting his back to Dr. Moran.
He goes, yeah, paperwork is here. Just make sure your dad takes his meds and all good.
We gotta go, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Let's get the hell out of here.
Going. Lizzie, what about you?
I kind of look down at my leg and I'm like, am I okay?
You can walk. You hope you don't have to run, but you can walk.
I'm gonna look at Dr. Moran and pull out the prescription that he gave me from my wallet. Does this work in hospital pharmacies, you think?
Yeah, there's a pharmacy downstairs. That will take that in for you. If you need anything, just tell them to call me over the intercom and I can come in right quick.
Thank you.
I hope everything's okay. And with that, he goes, I have to make a run. Again, Lizzie, if you need me, intercom, I'll come over.
And I guess
Let's
we
go.
rush to the pharmacy.
Fantastic. You getting your drugs here? Are you taking these or are you just having them to him?
I'll take some to make sure that I'm not like heading in a lot of pain. Like I think this is the first time I'm like walking on it.
Gotcha. So with that, you take your stuff there. How are we heading there? Zona, your car's here.
Zona's car, yeah, right.
Yeah, I think
Zona's
I'm
car is here.
driving.
Yeah. With that, go into Zona's car, and with that, you all proceed down the road. At this point, it's maybe around early, maybe like 3-ish in the afternoon. And with that, you guys begin to head straight down the highway and taking what looks like to be just a little bit outside of the town. As you guys head to where the mall is. Primarily as you're sort of doing the roundabout, driving through and making your way through so the very dense forest that is still around here. And you can see that even the road that's paved here is still pretty fresh and new. Again, a lot of this stuff is new construction, and the mall is very much a flagship project there. You proceed going and going and going until you see the vestige of this half-completed mall in the woods. You can see that in the front at the moment, there is sort of like a security gate that is fencing off the area, but behind that, you can see what looks like to be the various crews, men, women, and everybody in between that is sort of working these shifts as you see this mall, which is about 4 levels tall, but you can see on the 4th level is where the construction seems to be happening for the most part, as the other 3 levels are built. You can see it's got a very freshly painted, pristine-looking sign in the front that says, Heartfellow Mall, coming to a place near you, it's like opening soon. And as you sort of are driving at this moment, I'll leave it up to you if you're going to drive to the post or whatnot, but you do notice that there is one obstacle in front of you, which is the security guard that's at the front of this place.
Trust Zona's judgment. Where would we like to go?
I mean, I'm thinking we're avoiding the fucking security guys as much as possible, obviously. Hold on.
You got to park. You can either park in the ditch, or if you want to leave the car somewhere else nearby and walk it, it's up to you.
Is there like any like foresty area, or like maybe like...
Yeah, all around, really. It's like very much of like they've kept the foresty nature of this place for.
Okay, so it's not all bulldozed over?
No, that's more primarily in the back. So like kind of around the back area, which would be maybe closer to like the mall itself. But the front entrance of it is more foresty.
Yeah. I'm trying to go like foresty area. If there's a spot like covered in trees, like a little off the beaten path, I think that's probably the safest place to park. So that
no check needed, because again, you'll find it. You're able to like very much. You see the post coming up, and you like dip off to the side real quick before they notice you, as you're able to find just a spot in the woods and park your car there.
But park my car, getting out. All right, so we're going in, but we can't go in guns blazing or anything, I think.
Well, good thing I don't have a gun.
Want one? I have an extra. I'll toss it over top.
Ava will take it, and we'll be like, we'll shrug and just kind of like put it in the waistband of his jeans.
That's a first, but I think it statistics probability of guns blazing is still on the table.
It's not a bad idea to have it, but that element of surprise or whatever is probably best as my anticipation.
Good instincts.
Yeah.
I will say for you, Ava, if anything, you do know your dad works here sometimes, so you know where his office is, about 3rd floor. The only issue you're like can see right now is getting in without people noticing any of you.
Do I know whether this construction area or office building or whatever is, is there keycard access or something like that, or is it just kind of like open and people can go wherever?
It's open, but when you get to the 3rd floor, when you're trying to get into their offices where they have employees of a higher caliber working, you do know there's a key card involved.
Okay, great. Ava will look up at the building and put his hands on his hips and say, all right, so we have free access to the building, but when we get to that 3rd floor, we're going to need a key card to get in, which is where my dad works, so theoretically, if he got called in, that's where he'll be.
All right, so we can get up, but not necessarily in, is what you're saying?
Yeah, unless we can nick a key card off of somebody.
I thought you could. I don't see why not.
All right. Let's make sure
Is
that
there anybody? Sorry,
No, go.
I was gonna ask if there's anybody like that we can see that's around, like patrolling the place.
Speaking of that, you're like, who's patrolling the place? You can see it's still with bruises and some of them still recovering from that very poor bar fight that happened. You see the individuals which all of you wrestled and tussled and truly kicked their ass is working security at this place.
Wait a second. Didn't I take their key cards when I kicked their ass?
No, you took their money, not their key cards, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
They weren't
Anyway.
going to give you their ID card. You took the money. They wouldn't have allowed you to take the key card. So you did take their money.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. I'll look over to Ava. You were saying.
Anyone want to go for round 2?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, so with this in front of you going in, how are you guys going to proceed entering into this place?
So there's not a back area. There's not like a emergency fire staircase situation.
Yeah.
As you so in terms of layout on mall, from what you're just base seeing, there's the front. You see towards like maybe the left back is the employee entrance where you see a lot of the employees are going in. It's around lunchtime, so you do notice that there's a lot of them just coming in and out at the moment. So nobody's particularly checking for stuff. You can see that very much that when they're checking you, it's that standard, they flash something real quick and then let you in kind of energy is what they got going on at that section there. The mall itself has the front entrance. There's also the back, which is where less people probably are. And is very much more of the tunnel system of the mall. And the front has security guards and then the guard post. But if you were looking for anybody with a security card, probably be in the front. They could try maybe other places. I think from what you're seeing without doing any investigating, the front will have a card.
We are in the front right now, right?
You're more like a lookout in the front. You're not in the front because they would have noticed you. So you're like near the front.
I mean, it's already free access just to get in. Just hopefully none of those motherfuckers catch a glimpse of either of us. We don't want to waste too much time at the front door. So let's just try to get in without them seeing us.
Dope. So here's my question for y'all, because this is going to be, you're going to all be rolling here. Are you going to charm your way into this place, or are you trying to flight your way into this place?
I'm flighting because I can't charm.
I mean, we're all in the same car, so.
I think we fight.
We fight, yeah.
Fight
you punch the first guy,
eventually.
prison rules.
I think we pop in and we're just like, hey, we're the new guys. And if they don't believe us, we punch them.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Just clearly mixing business
I'm
rules
not an
with prison
actor.
rules.
If
That
we're
will be
going
so-
flight, then we're going flight. Yeah.
All right, flight, and then Zona, are you flighting, or are you going to just intimidate your way in?
Flight, I guess. I'll go with
right.
everybody.
All right, everybody make a flight check for me, please.
I got an 8, so I'm gonna roll again.
7, I'm going to put it up there.
I got a 4, which means I explode, so I'll roll one more time.
A 7.
13.
Fantastic. Meet.
I got a 6.
Got a 6. Got any adversity tokens to save your life? Everybody want to give a adversity token? You can do that.
Would you get 6? What did you say?
I got 6, and
Yeah,
I
got
think I
6.
need to meet an 8.
No, 7.
Oh, a 7. Oh, I
Arizona,
only
you
need
got one?
Yep.
Zona, you got one?
I got 7.
Well, do you got an adversity token to give to?
Oh, yeah.
I'm very
I
curious.
have 5. I'll get rid of one to give to you.
How does Zona help Ava blend in?
I'm gonna show Ava where to put the gun in your waistband to make it look cool. I'm gonna be like, there you go,
Oh, thanks.
yeah, there you go. And then just walk with confidence, you know?
Ava like squares his shoulders and is like, confidence. Yeah.
It's just queer
Cowboy
people
walking
shoving
your
guns in
way
each
in.
other's pants.
Way to do it, man.
With that,
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everyone. Happy Pride. Sponsored by Pride. With that, are you going through the front or the employee entrance? I'm very curious. You're able to make it in, but which way are you?
I think we said front
Going
because we
through.
wanted to
Front.
go to the security.
Just be
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Front.
conspicuous.
With that, you make your way towards the front. Guard's a little puzzled, just because in terms of the front is usually a car entrance. Nobody really walks up here, but you see, doesn't really mind, and with that kind of goes, howdy folks, where are we coming from today?
Where the new hires.
No.
What? What? Fuck. I'm looking over at Lizzie. Lizzie, guide us on this one, please, dear God.
Okay. So, just above table, because just so I completely understand, we're going through the front entrance because this is just a mall. This is the construction.
Yeah,
Yeah, think of it like a toll booth situation. It's very much like the front is just a lone structure with a security guard in that they just have for people to make sure anybody using the front entrance of like, hey, are you supposed to be here, or are you a bunch of teenagers about to graffiti the shit out of this place?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I didn't realize that.
You
was like a
succeeded in
whole
here, so that's not a
situation.
problem.
Yeah,
What you
yeah.
say next isn't particularly a big problem. If you're trying to get into more, it might be, but you're able to sort of get here without them like raising the alarm of like, hey, that's the person that kicked my ass last week.
Right, yeah. I think it's just gonna be like giving some condolences to people who were hurt last night.
Gotcha. Looking on the manifest, got any names that I should be aware of, or are you just kind of, company tourist kind of situation?
We're just looking around.
More so tourists.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, just between you and me. Oh, yeah. And he kind of with that, you see, he pulls out what looks like to be a slight keychain thing. Has looks like union numbers on it. And he goes, "Are you part of the union? Because I got a couple complaints that I want to bring up, and we haven't been really allowed to talk to our union representatives. So are you guys?"
Yes, we
Are
are
you
from
kinda
the
like a-
union, and the
We're
thing is,
unionized.
in order
Fuck
to
yeah.
really see what's wrong with the workplace, we're gonna need access to some areas that we don't currently have access to. You wouldn't be able to help us with that, would you?
Oh shit, hell yeah, brother. They talk about communism like it's a bad thing. Just want a little, just a little bit of, compensation for our hard work. We don't even have dental. Like,
Awful.
They
I
don't
know.
even have dental.
not even have dental.
Comrades, we gotta fix this.
And with that, he kind of goes, "Give me 1 second here." With that, pulls out the card. You see one of the nearby security guards going, "Hey, Donnie, what the hell are you doing?" "Oh, hey, Derek." You see he kind of comes up. "Why do you look familiar?"
It must be because you've attended some union meetings, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
"And then with the union, don't spot that commie shit at me."
It's not. No, we're trying to. It's for the benefit of you, worker.
Yeah, we're looking at for retirement protections.
In this line of work, I take pride in the level of clemency, security that we provide.
Exactly, and we want you to be able to keep providing it.
I understand,
Okay.
but let it be known I am a trained weapon. Black belt.
Good.
You see, guys, he's really good. So if you cause any trouble,
No trouble. Just
I
looking
will.
around.
And with that, he kind of like very much like, don't do it, man. Let him in. Don't cause any trouble. Train. And with that, he goes, "I'm sorry, he's a really intense guy. Here you go. Try to be quiet though when you're going upstairs. They don't, know when people coming in, but they might, poke their heads out when they see a bunch of union guys. They're going to get a little trouble. But
You don't have like a uniforms we could borrow so that we don't stick out so much?
I'm sorry, I particularly don't. I mean, if anything, put some mud on your face, or there's a couple coal generators over there. If you want to really, look like you're working here, maybe you can pretend to be construction workers. They wear whatever, to be honest.
All right, cool.
But if
cool.
anything, he goes, I got a couple of hard hats if you want some. So, yeah,
Ava takes one and
hard
puts
hat,
one on
hard hat.
Lizzie's head.
Hard hat. There you go. All right. Well, it's a pleasure to meet some people here, and hopefully you can get us some dental, because I particularly need it. Cigarettes have not been kind to me. But I'll let you guys through now. So have a good one, workers.
Thank you, worker. And we go through.
Yeah, it just goes up. You see the guy staring daggers at you as he continues to go his patrol. But with that, for the most part, you guys are able to get into the mall. Are you going through the front still, or are you going to go from the back entrance?
Front?
You can walk in the front. You have the
We have the
gear
hard
on you to walk
hats
to the
now.
front. Yeah.
So-
That's kind
All
of
you
disguised.
need. So front?
Hiding in plain sight is probably the vibe, yeah.
yeah.
Lovely, lovely. Going to the front, you can see that not a lot of people are working on this floor because it's practically finished. You can see that it looks like something straight out of the movies. The pristine, glossy floor, the various shops that are opening up. You see, like, there's a Radio Shack in one corner. You can see there's like a gym in another corner. You see it's very much a state-of-the-art facility that they are building. And from your point of the view, Ava would put a lot of businesses out of business. As you see, they are fully stacked and prepared to an influx not only the town, but really anybody nearby. But with that, you find the staircase, you begin to go up. First floor, second floor, and then you get to the third. Going to the third floor, you can see it's a primarily empty place. You can see that this may be where they're going to host most of like the office spaces or anything like that. You can see that there's not a lot of shops up here. It seems that maybe like this is the management corner of the mall. But as you are going in, you can see the sparks coming down from the wall as construction is still being done on the top there. So it's still very much like an open kind of space, or like that open square kind of deal where people are working on the top and things are coming off. In this moment, you're able to find exactly where the directory is of where the offices is, but you get to that door, and with that leave you with what are you going to do next. As you can see the door, the key card swiper that's there, but if you want to go through the front, that's it's a bit loaded. So with that, as you guys walk through, what are you doing?
I mean, we have a key card, right? Because the security guy
You have a
gave us
key
one.
card, yeah. The only thing he warned you about is like if somebody pokes their head in.
I
But
see.
then again, Alyssa's the secretary and they're not there, and if your mom's, well, if you don't want to think about it, your mom's dead, so it means probably maybe only your dad's in there.
We're probably fine to just walk in.
So walking just in. Dope. With that, you go in. Bing! You see it opens up, and as it does, you see the sort of facade of what is behind you begin to dissipate a little bit as you enter into what looks like more of an office environment per se. Very much white walls, pristine. You do notice that there's a desk in front that somebody would have like said, "Oh, hello, how are you?" But as you can see, like the pictures on the place, you, Lizzie, can tell that this was Alyssa's probably position. As you see pictures of her sister with her dad on the table at that moment there. As you walk in, you can see it's a multi kind of part office, but you notice that somebody's talking what looks like to be maybe in the middle meeting office room at the moment.
Do we recognize the voice?
You recognize your dad. The other one you can't hear too much because it's a little bit muffled, but your dad's kind of, you know his vibrations in the sense of like how he talks and his base of his voice. The other one, not too much at this moment because the noise from outside's a little bit hard to hear.
Do we want to sneak in and just like listen in to the conversation?
I think that's a good idea. I figure you got them fancy powers, you know. Maybe you'll be able to, sense something with them.
I don't know if mine sense anything, but I can
Control,
try.
sense, make it easier if we get a little closer.
Yeah, I can try that. So I think we're sneakily getting closer until we
Yeah.
can overhear the conversation.
Flight check again. What about you, Lizzie? What are you doing?
I specifically want to check for fire alarms and fire exits, just in case.
Make a wits check for me, please.
A wits check?
A wits check. A wits check.
I got
Make it a 5 because it shouldn't be too hard to find.
A brains check?
I'm sorry. Did I say brain?
You said wits.
I am so sorry. A brains check. I'm thinking of other
Brains.
things.
Somebody's playing Vampire the Masquerade.
I'm playing Masquerade. There are vampires in here now.
You said 5?
Yeah.
Sorry. I got a 6.
Fantastic. So you're good. My other 2 here. Flight check if you're being stealthy.
I got a 3 on my flight check.
3. Fantastic. What about you,
My
Zoe?
flight's a D4.
Oh God. I'm gonna go with the flight. That's a 3.
Hey, let's go. Same.
What do we have to beat again?
It's probably a 7. I was gonna set it there. So you're.
Ooh,
If I was
adversity
gonna do a
token.
7, I would use all of my adversity
You
tokens.
could. Are you gonna use it?
Fuck it, yeah. Let's
Alright.
clear them out. Let's clear them out. Get me to a 7.
Fantastic. So with that, we're dealing with that there. Lizzie, you're trying to clock exits. There is one nearby here. You have to get out of you have to go back the way you came in, and then towards the left is a fire exit. So you notice that there and clock that. Can you give me a real quick flight check for me, Lizzie, to see if you hide yourself in this instance? As somebody here is gonna get caught.
7.
7. With that, Zona and Lizzie, you are both able to sort of dip out the way into the separate rooms as you're looking. You, Ava, go in trying to follow up Zona and immediately hit what looks like to be one of the nearby phone lines. It must have wrapped around your leg. And with that, comes off. In this moment, I raise a token for you, Ava. But as that's going on there, you see that the other 2, you hide, and the door opens as you see your dad's face looking dead at you, Ava. And behind him, you see Randall. With that, you see he goes, Lizzie, what are you doing here? How'd you get in?
Do you mean Ava?
Ava, sorry, Ava. My brain's slowly dissipating.
I was worried about you. I mean, they said you discharged yourself. Are you okay?
I'm doing A-okay. You shouldn't be up here. I don't know how the hell you got in here.
Well, they let me up because I told them that you were in the hospital, and then I just wanted to check in on you. So,
Why are you wearing a hard hat?
oh, they gave it to me for safety because of all the construction.
You see Randall go, is there a problem here? No, Mr. Colt, give me a second. How about you just sit in that chair and I'm gonna
Yeah.
we can leave together.
Can I just wait in your office or something?
Yeah, you see, gives you the keys. Yeah,
Thanks.
Just wait in my office. I gotta finish talking with Randall.
Yeah, I promise I'll stay out of here. I just wanted to check in on you.
Yeah, and with that he goes, sorry about that, Mr. Colt, and closes the door. The 2 of you poke your heads out from the other side so you can see.
And
that
Ava's
Ava
holding the
opens
keys out. It's gesturing for you both to follow. And I'm gonna go to my dad's office.
Lovely. Are you all following, or are one of you gonna stay to listen to the conversation?
I'll follow, I guess.
Follow. Lizzie,
You're muted.
You're muted there.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We just can't be out in the open, so I do think that I follow.
Fantastic. With that, going to your dad's office, a little small space, you can see very much it is like a desk and a desk together, as your mom's on one side and your dad is on the other. as they shared this space together, and a beautiful view of the place. You can see the entirety of Hearts Valley and all the wonderful bits of nature that's there, on top of seeing all the construction that's going down. In this instance, you can scrounge about, but everybody's got to make me a brains check, and you know the rules. It's 5, 10, 15, and 20 to see what you get here. So, if anybody wants to roll brains, please do.
Yeah.
We'll go for brains.
Absolutely.
Good for brains.
I got a 5.
Okay, come on. I got a
sorry.
1. I got...
Also 5.
5/5 adversity tokens to use, Zona. With that, you go about scrounging through everything. And primarily what you can see here is that there is just a number of papers that are correspondence between very much your mother, your father, Randall, all reporting back to Randall's dad in in the city. The correspondence itself is just a mix of updates of how's this going, how's this doing, and whatnot. But then it slightly changes a bit as you enter into this year, because you see it's cataloged. You see that your parents decided to make a memo and make sort of this plan for Hearts Valley, that Cyclone was very much observative and more of just watching the community grow. And your parents decided to change this into being a more active and dominant force within the community. That's where your mother did a lot of community work, especially when they brought in Alyssa. So you can see that there was a change this year in particular that your parents kind of forced into policy. And primarily with that goal of making this place a city. So you can see that your parents are very much a dominant force in shifting the company's interest from just, it's another place, to let's make it a flagship project. You can see within your mom's corner, it's very much locked in this instance, but your dad has just a spare key just in case she ever gets locked out. And with that, you're able to sort of open up and go through. Not a lot you can understand, but there's 2 things you can learn here just because of what you rolled. The first thing you hear or see here is that your mother had something to do with Percy. Primarily, you can see that there's a number of correspondence with the security team and your mother. And for something that you don't particularly understand, Percy was reporting to Cyclone after what looks like to be some sort of dirt they had on him. You don't know what it is, but primarily it's something to do with a bar shootout or whatever. You don't know, but in this instance, they've been using Percy to get as much as they can about the Beck, as they know all that's going on, and has slowly built a case with a couple friends in the FBI. That's been building there, and they've been using Percy as sort of information. The other thing you see here is that the day of the wildfire, the company went through to make sure they could salvage whatever they could, and apparently the security team managed to salvage the security tape, watching the area where the fire would have started. Your mother very much was like, I want that, took that, and apparently fixed it up and saw it. But beyond where that tape is, you do not know, because it is not around here.
You're saying we know that there is a tape, but we don't know where it is.
Yeah, you do know that your dad was CC'd on this, or he was part of this memo, that he understands and acknowledges that something was taken and that a tape was, in terms, obtained. But in terms of where that is, you do not know at the moment.
And sorry, the tape is the inside
security
of the power
footage.
plant?
It was from one of the, particularly looks like to be a fence that was in just one of the areas, but it seems to have been pointed at where they think the origin of the fire started.
And we can't find the tape in here.
Trying to look through, you don't see a tape, especially what you rolled. There's no tape in here. You're trying to look through. Nothing at the moment. But you know your dad's going to be coming in here in a hot second.
Is there anything else, like any notes or anything, or like files around?
Particularly pertaining to what are you looking for
I
specifically?
don't know, like that. Just look. I figure maybe they have like notes on people that they have in their employ, like dirt or.
I would say just from what they've rolled specifically, you can see that the only dirt that is readable and understandable seems to be Percy's involvement and how they pulled him in. Beyond that, they just have a copy of everybody who's received an affidavit, which is a lot of people. You did tell people not to sign, which it would have been worse, but it seems that they're just a quarter or almost like shy of half the town.
Okay, my dad's gonna be here any second, so we can't stay long, but, I think that tape might be at my house, maybe?
Yeah.
Seems possible.
I mean, I think that when it comes to, the dirt they got on Percy, it's probably to do with maybe the shootout at the bar from a few years ago.
Is that the reason that one woman, Lavina or whatever, is after you?
No, well, yeah, she thinks I killed her brother, but she's not going to be a problem anymore.
Okay.
She came after me, I defended myself, she ain't around anymore. That's all you need to know about it.
Was she fucking dead?
Yeah, I mean, she ain't alive.
So that means that, okay.
Okay, well...
We don't need to... Point is, that's checked off the list.
Right.
Right.
If you two get a head start with all this information, you could maybe start looking in my house.
Okay.
And
We can do that.
Ava will give Lizzie and Zona the keys to the house.
Fantastic. In this instance, you see the door open. Randa goes, I'm expecting, Mr. Taha, that you make sure all your files related to the incidents are thrown with the rest of the junk. I think goes, yep. There should be a truck coming by probably in an hour. So all of that should be taken care of. We're this close. This close. Don't let your son fuck it up, please. I will do my best. And with that, you see Randall walks out. Your dad's gonna be walking this direction, so what are we all doing here?
Is it too late to get out of the room, or do we have to hide?
You're gonna have to hide if you wanna, because at this point it's like very much an office, so the two of you would need to hide if you don't want to be seen.
To give Lizzie and Zona some time to hide, Ava will exit the office and like stand in front of the door, like with it closed behind him, like just before his dad like comes.
For my other two, if you want to make it real quick, either you hide or you try to find a way out.
I'm trying to find a way out.
Brains check.
Brains?
Yeah, let's find a way out.
I'm buying them time. I don't know if that helps with their rolls at all.
Yeah, you're
but...
buying the time. So you got a 3 again.
No!
Fantastic.
I got a 9.
What's the number
9?
that we
Okay.
need?
It's fine. It was very much like the scaling. So in this time's 9. With that, Lizzie, you see there's an air shaft that you could very much get in the two of you. So you can start working on that and sort of just like working your way into the air shaft. In front, for you, Ava, your dad's gonna go, oh, okay. Well, I just gotta grab a couple of my things and we can head home. If
what do you need
a
to grab?
ride,
I can grab it for you.
that's sweet of you, kiddo, but
What were
I
we
just gotta grab
talking
a
about
couple-
anyway? It sounded kind of serious.
it's just clean up. Your mom sent a bunch of stuff to the junkyard. We're just gonna make sure everything else gets there.
It's kind of odd that they're asking you to work so soon after the accident, though. I mean, don't they give you some sort of medical leave or anything? I mean, you shouldn't be up and about right now, first of all.
I know, yeah, but there's a big vote happening tomorrow, so as
Yeah,
much
but don't
work
they
as you
have
can
other
get done.
people that can handle it? I mean, it's a big company.
Yeah, but me and your mother understood. We know where everything is, and we just gotta make sure everything. At this point, the two of you are like getting in the air shaft. I think at this point, Lizzie, you're like trying to grab the end of it so you can put it back.
Well, I feel like you could do all of that from home or something, or from the hospital bed that you're supposed to be in.
Yeah,
I can bring you your laptop. Oh wait, hold on. Do they have laptops in the 80s?
No, kinda. Not really. Look,
I'll bring you your paperwork.
Ava, I understand you're trying to help, sweetheart. I have to get this, and with that, he kind of pushes you off to the side. The door opens, and I think at that point, synchronously, you, Lizzie, like close the shaft. And with that, okay. You see grabs just a couple things. You see he goes over to your mom's and just very much uses the keys. Grabs literally the papers you were looking at, unless if anybody took them. I'm very curious. Did you leave the papers where they were, or did somebody take anything?
Didn't take anything.
Didn't take anything? Zona, did you take anything, or did you leave everything as is?
Zona?
I'm just fucking trying to sneak as much as I can.
Fantastic.
I don't know how to sneak away in this situation since we're in the office. And I rolled a 3.
You're in the air shaft. Don't worry. Yeah, Lizzie found a way in, so you're just very much like followed suit. So
I'm like army crawling, I guess.
Yeah. So with that, he just grabs the rest of his stuff, shoves it in a bag, and goes, "Do you need a ride home, or?"
Yeah, but would you want to just grab some lunch or something first?
Sure, fine. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, let's
And
just...
with that...
Yeah.
And with that...
Above table, I'm buying Lizzie and Zona time to search the house.
Lovely. So with that, just for expediency's sake, you guys are able to get out, and at this point, leaving the mall, as the two of you head over there as Ava tries to buy you as much time. And in that instance, I think this is a good place to take a break. So with that, everybody, we're going to take a quick break here, as more stuff is about to happen. We need a bathroom break. So use El Baño, grab yourself a snack, and we'll be right back. We'll see you soon, folks. Hi everyone. Welcome back to the second half here of the Wildfire. With that in mind, let's cut right back into it. And again, just for expediency's sake, Ava, unless you want to, we won't get too much into your father's lunch as it's just a casual. Are you eating? As we focus on our lovely two here. Zona and Lizzie, you approach what looks like to be, well, not looks like to be, but it is Ava's house. With that, are able to really get inside really easily. You notice that they didn't really get a chance to lock up before everything that happened. So with that, door is very much open as you guys are inside the house. So what are we doing as you enter into Ava's house?
We're gonna, I think, immediately go to Rana's office, and I think start there primarily. If Rana has like a home office, probably.
Yeah, a little bit of a place. You have their bedroom and you have their office there to look through if you're looking for their stuff specifically. You do also notice like coming up the stairs there's an attic as well. But with that, I guess brains check again for both of you, please.
All right, let's use a different dice.
Wait, what are we rolling one more time?
Brains.
Okay, that's a 5 for me.
It's also 5.
Gotcha. So what are we looking for specifically here? So I can help you out a little bit. What are we looking for specifically in this place?
I think tape would be
Yeah.
first and foremost.
Gotcha.
If
tape.
anything, damn, I don't even know what to think of specifically, because if Cyclone is way too general of a like theme, obviously, because she
Yeah.
fucking worked there. So I wonder, if anything about this town meeting too. So
general. Going through their stuff, it takes a hot second, but you notice that in their closet with their clothes, if you just part through, there seems to be a box of stuff that's inside of it. Open it up. First and foremost, you can see what looks like to be just a file of generally who they know is on board to vote for them and who's not. Beck's are clearly at the top of that list. But it looks like Jay is kind of like, from what they had last time, he's on the fence. So he's a little bit of an unknown factor there. But for the most part, you can see it's a pretty 50-50 split. Now, the events of what happened last night, you don't know if it's a 50-50 split anymore, just because things are proving dangerous in town, and clearly they don't have the resources to deal with that. So, in the back of your mind. The other thing you do see is a tape. Though, from what it looks like, labeled on it, it does say security camera footage for the day that the wildfire happened, and it does say morning. You try looking inside the box itself to see if there's another tape, and there's not. So it's slightly concerning, because I think maybe this is maybe one half of the tape, or maybe one of the tapes, because they must have had night footage somewhat. But at least you have what looks like to be the morning footage in here.
Can we grab that?
Yeah.
Grab it
Just
up.
take it.
Yeah. Are there any like photos or anything around here? Like incriminating photos or like film negatives by chance or anything?
Film negatives, yeah. And kind of with that kind of look through the light, it seems to be of all you. It looks like to be you, Zona,
Creepy.
you, Lizzie, and also Ava, but not in particular recently. It looks like they were tracking just for some time.
Didn't we get something like that before also? Like, didn't we got like pictures taken of areas involved with us?
Yeah, you did.
And that could have very well been Rana.
Could have.
Yeah, and we're still extremely confused about who sent the tape by Amber Woods at all, because I think just Lizzie and Arizona just sort of speaking even about this, it's just like, still, what kind of fucking strange motherfucker is sending tapes and taking pictures of us and shit? It's just clearly maybe this last Heartfellow person just wants to make some grandstand statement about something.
What are you thinking? What kind of statement?
I don't know if what these Heartfellows are trying to do is get all the magical people in league with each other for this cult thing because there's a greater good to it, because there is this message. Especially not sure about that because Rana was saying it's the only way that being along with Cyclone's business is the only way that they can protect each other from this great big power or something. It's just, there's still pieces that I'm not sure about.
Let's just collect everything we got here, and maybe later on we can figure it out, you know?
And if when we've collected every single last bit and we realize that it is a mistake,
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
you seem like you're easily able to forgive yourself.
I wouldn't call it forgiven. But sometimes you just understand bad things happen. If you dwell on it, then it's gonna be all the worse.
Okay. Above table, did we get that bit of information about Rana throwing shit away at the junkyard?
Yeah, you just heard over just them saying, "Oh, we're throwing." You say Rand was like, "Make sure you throw like any other evidence you have to the junkyard."
Because if this is all we're finding here, we could talk to the gay husbands at the junkyard, maybe.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. With that, for just coming back together, you are able to get out of the house having this tape in hand and also just the file. Did you take the file, like the votes as well, or no?
Yeah, we're taking it all.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Negatives, photos, and everything. At this point, Ava, you get dropped off back at home as your dad goes inside. As you see the other two are like in Lizzie's house by the porch.
I'm gonna go for the day, but are you gonna be okay? Do you need anything?
I should. No, I'm good, kiddo. I'll be fine. Throw this. Can you mind throwing this out in the garbage for me, if you'd be so kind?
Sure. And what is he hitting
Thank
me?
you. Just like almost like an office box, or just what looks like to be paper and junk and stuff.
Okay.
Hands it over to you.
I'll take it, and I will walk over to Lizzie's house.
Open the door, close it. With that, you can see that they have the stuff there in the living room, so all of you are back once again.
What did you
What's
find?
that?
Yeah.
This is a tape of the morning, the security cam footage of the morning of, but not the nighttime. You can kind of see where it's labeled that this is only half of what the whole day was supposed to be. And Arizona's looking over there. There's pictures of us.
From where? Like the day of?
From a long time before.
If you want to like guess how long, it looks like maybe a year, because there's certain outfits you kind of are like, I wore that
Ooh.
at this time of the year. So they've been, whoever has been taking pictures has been trailing for a year.
Why
This is
would
your mom's stuff.
I don't know why she would have been following this, but I got this, and Ava holds up the box of crap. I'm supposed to throw this out for my dad. I assume he wants it thrown in the dump or something.
Well, we're thinking about heading over there too, because if we're finding this there, maybe we can find something.
Yeah.
Is there anything in that tape, Zona?
Do we have like a way to play this tape right here?
Yeah, it's VHS.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I'll pop on the VHS.
Have to be kind of rewind for a hot second as you see it was played through and
Also,
never rewinded back.
Sorry to say, gay husbands. It is the Orca brothers that run the dump, not husbands.
Oh.
People get confused a lot.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate. With that, rewinding, press play. You can see that it's looking. You can hear the sounds of the plant from the background. So, very much it's in that direction vicinity. It's looking specifically out towards the forest region near the mountains. Time goes on, you have to rewind it a bit because it's just like it's security footage of the morning, so it's like the whole thing. But rewinding, you stop on a moment as you see what looks like to be your dad, Ava's mother, and Lizzie's parents walking through together in the woods as they seem to be talking very casually, but also walking. You're not able to pick up what they're saying. It looks like concern on their face, but as they are walking, they don't notice what the camera does. There seems to be two figures hidden in the woods that you can't see their face that are like tailing your parents.
Oh, sorry. Is it Rana and Ellis, or is it just Rana, by the way?
Just Rana.
Okay, all right.
So Rana, John, and then your parents, Lizzie.
Yeah. Okay, good to know.
Who the fuck is that? And Ava points on the screen, the TV screen,
Just
to the
black
two
speck.
girls.
Does they look like taller than,
Do they
our
have
parents?
features? Yeah.
Yeah, do they have any features? Nothing.
Not much. Again, it's like VHS, so it's like even when it's like paused, you notice that the film itself is a little damaged, so it's very much like a robo wave going through it, so it's kind of hard to get down. But it looks like maybe a dude, and then also maybe a woman. So it looks like two people.
Maybe a dude and maybe a woman.
Just like the
Maybe
two
a dude,
figures
maybe a
in the picture, who we don't know who they are.
Well, you know the one is your mom. You know that for sure, so kind of narrowing down. So you don't know the one other person, but your mom was in that. But the other person here is two people, not one. It's slightly strange.
We gotta find the other half of this tape.
Let's get to the dump.
So we head over. I'll drive us then.
Oh, is there anything in Ellis's trash though that's worth noting?
Oh yeah.
For the most part, looking through everything, you see most of it is just other memo meetings regarding what you learned before about like, hey, we've been tailing information on Percy as being like a CI kind of situation. So his sort of information he's fed into. Primarily stuff that would make them look bad as a company.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave the box at Lizzie's
Yeah.
house and not bring it to the dump.
Yeah.
We're putting it with the drugs.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I
Stuff like-
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so company documents, duffel bag full of drugs. Are you leaving the tape here with the other tape, or are you taking it with you?
I say we leave it. Is that insane?
I say we bring it. I say we take it with us just in case. We need to know maybe if there's even slight markings that could help us with it. Also, there's so much goddamn contraband in my home. Is Cesar okay? Is Cesar okay? Can we just finally give it back to him, or like?
I mean, it's here now. It's ours now. So like,
We can deal with the drugs afterwards. Let's bring the tape.
Making Pablo Escobar proud.
We better deal with it because it's already going through already a lot that we're going through. All right.
Fantastic. With that, you all get in the car, and with that, drive over to the junkyard. It's probably maybe about mid-afternoon at this point, get around maybe 5 or 6. And with that, you begin to make your way down the road, and the junkyard is probably the furthest outside of town you could possibly be. Which makes sense since it's a junkyard, and the last thing you want is a town smelling like garbage. So you have to go a bit of a ways out away from town. You get a nice view of the mountains, the forest area, but as you turn over to the right, you can see that looks like to be the smell hitting you. It is almost like instinctually you go right and bam, almost like a force field of a wall. You get hit with all kinds of smells of metal and musk and ugh. It's just a general ickiness that feels in the vibe, and summer does not help whatsoever. If anything, it just makes it worse. As you are getting accustomed to these smells and driving down, it's not the only thing that you notice that's a bit strange. As you pull up and see what looks like to be a main building and the fence that accompanies it that separates, everybody from the place. But in front of like the main, almost like house/office that's there, seems to be a number of junk sculptures. You see there's varying degrees of figures and poses that are set up here that look more like scarecrows, if anything. It's a little, just a wee bit scary in your mind.
Okay.
But as you are sort of going up there, pulling up, you can see that somebody opens the door as they seem to have like junk in their hands and getting ready to make another sculpture. As you see one of the brothers here, specifically one by the name of Havoc. He kind of goes, "Oh, hi, hello. It's nice to. Can I help you, folks?" Scary.
Would there be any? I feel like maybe not Lola. Lizzie would be more familiar with Henry. But like, is it possible that like we've just met before and done volunteer work for Havoc before?
I think you've met them for so much. They're a little bit of a reclusive bunch. Just because they run the dump, but they've come by the bar. It's the bar. Everybody shows up there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think if anything, they have a good understanding of who you are. Not too much Lizzie and Zona.
Ava?
Sorry, Ava and Zona. I keep mixing up you two today.
Where you're like,
my
your
brain,
children, you keep mixing
my
up
children. Look, I don't have a favorite. I swear.
I just keep saying Lizzie.
I keep saying Lizzie. You saying
this is so out of left field. Does his eyes have like any blue, smoke or anything? I'm just a little worried.
Yeah, you're just worried. You're like at a moment like tensely stare at him, trying to like activate whatever part of you that recognizes others, and he's just kind of like,
okay,
and kind of,
okay.
Lizzie, hi.
Hey.
Can I help you with something?
We're trying to find something because it's been misplaced, unfortunately. Do you know where I don't even know where your most recent dumps have been?
No pun intended, huh? And with that, he kind of puts his stuff down. Let me just go get my brother real quick. With that, you see kind of coming out. Goes in real quickly, scuffles around a bit, and at this point, you see Henry kind of come out. Looks similar to his brother, a little bit more mean mug, but surprisingly, right next to him, you see is Jay. As you see the two of them kind of come out. Oh, it's you, Lizzie. How you doing?
Yes,
you see Jay go, "Hey, guys."
Hey, what are you doing over here?
Shooting the shit with Henry.
You want to help us with something? We lost something.
You see Henry kind of like pulling up his sort of flannel. Lost what? Nobody usually comes to the junkyard going, "I lost something," and particularly people don't care too much. I don't want to be a jackass. I'm just.
Well, in all of the cleaning that we've been doing at Lizzie's house, we accidentally threw something out that we weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
We're just looking for it.
It's kind of sentimental.
I just pinch Arizona on like behind like her fucking arm or something.
We just need to look around if that's all right.
No, that was not an invitation for you to keep talking, Pinch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With that, he kind of goes, you know what? Sure, yeah. I'll just open up the gate. And hey, Lizzie, congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Everybody's talking about it. It's some wild shit. I mean, you don't
I'm
usually
sure.
hear a pregnancy announcement in the middle of an argument in a hospital, but it's wild shit. So, but congratulations, man.
It's always your father-in-law who tells everybody before you're ready to tell anybody else.
Shit, you know who it is. All right, let me open this up for you. And with that, as he goes to the back, you see Jay. Can I go up to you guys? Is everything okay?
Walk and talk with us.
Got it, boss. With that, Henry kind of puts the gate down. I'm gonna be out in a second. With that, kind of puts on his own jacket. If you want to follow me, latest stump piles are a little bit farther back, so cover your nose if you are sensitive.
Yeah, shit. What should we tell Jay specifically?
I guess the truth, because I mean he's been
Well, yeah.
a part of this whole thing, so
I guess where to start?
well,
Like,
we can just like
sure. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
right.
like hand wave that we tell him
Yeah,
everything, because it's a lot of information.
Skip dialogue. Why
Honestly,
option?
like,
skip dialogue.
One of the dialogue choice that I choose and I don't skip through is, were you attacked yesterday?
Oh yeah. Wait, he was with me.
Oh, he was with you.
Yeah,
My bad.
no, I would have told you that.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
He does reiterate, it's like, yeah, I was with, he does say, he's like, I felt weird, I'm not gonna lie, but beyond that, I saw what happened. If you want to know about my dad was fine, so nothing happened. It looks like, I just asked about Tom because I was curious, whatever happened only happened to you three. And your mom, I guess, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Walking through, you see various piles of junk that's a mixture of old-time memorabilia to just actual garbage to Cyclone's construction debris that's just here. Going through as you're literally walking through ruins for the most part. As you guys continue to walk through, you begin to hear a sound just of metal creaking, and you see like the crane that above that usually takes these scraps and puts them away is moving on in. And you do notice that for a second, Henry's kind of goes, 1 second, kind of on radio. What are you doing on the crane? You see, I'm not on the crane. What are you talking about? I'm working outside. Yeah, the crane's out automatic, stupid. So, like, you want to stop playing games again? This isn't my 16th birthday again. Dude, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not on the crane, so maybe it's a malfunction. I don't know. You guys give me a sec. I think there's a problem with the crane.
Okay.
Yeah, take your time. This is gonna go badly.
Yeah.
With that kind of walk, with that, we can sort of very much run off at this point. Should I get to the crane? You notice that in its hand, there seems to be like a rectangular piece of garbage that's getting closer and closer to your direction. So for my question here, are you sticking together or are you guys very much of like spreading out?
I mean, I'm backing away. Yeah.
I'm also backing away. I'm preparing for an accident to actually happen. So
Yeah.
I kind of I think I yell out to Jay in like you seeing anything? Like speaking vaguely.
Should I be seeing something? As you see, he's backing away in a direction as well.
I mean, seeing something that could potentially happen.
I am not a scientist, but I can tell you what, if that garbage drops, it's gonna hurt like hell.
Use your goddamn mind, Jay!
He's walking away. He's very much like backing away at this point. I'm very curious at this instance. I will say, you guys do notice that as you're walking away, backing up, there is the pile that you seems to be a bunch of Cyclone stuff where the tape may be, but you notice that the crane is coming from that direction. So I leave it up to you of who wants to go in that direction, or if you're gonna just go the opposite way and try to go the long way around.
Well, we can go around, right? Like in a
It's
bit of
a long way around, but if something is happening here, somebody may be here. So either you try to get over to the other side quickly before this thing drops, or you go around.
Okay.
Go round, I say.
Yeah, because is this coming at us slowly, or does it seem like it's something is swinging deliberately?
It's almost like a crane, garbage in place. It looks like a block that's trying to get to a place where it drops and prevents you from going. And what it looks like at the moment.
Yeah, I think going around just to like get its side that just circumnavigate.
I was
any
not very
bullshit.
fast, so going around.
Lovely, lovely. So with that, you all immediately back away. Jay follows suit. You see this thing drops as the shortcut gets locked off, and you can hear just Henry as he's able to stop this motion on the top of the crane. Y'all all right?
Yeah.
Some weird shit. This thing was, I don't know, goddamn Fritz. Look, I gotta fix this right quick. If you're looking for your trash heap, you keep walking the way you're going and you make a right when you see the toilet.
And we'll follow
Okay.
instructions.
Yeah.
You all proceed to walk in that direction. As you get to where the toilet is, as you see, it's just very much just the setup of a portable. Turn the corner, you see what looks like to be the pile. But as you turn the corner, you see immediately somebody in robes, hooded,
No.
is currently scrounging through. As you see in their hands, they have the tape.
Hey.
Hello?
Faces covered, as you see they like very instinctually look at you and is concerned.
Who's closest to these figures, or the figure?
Yeah.
Who would have took charge here, do you think? It's not Jay, I can tell you that.
I can't be me, unfortunately, because my leg.
I'll run forward. I'll try and grab him.
Okay.
Fantastic. I need a flight check if you'd be so kind.
Flight? Okay.
Flight.
Come on.
You're trying to beat
explode.
Wow, Jesus H. Lord. A
What?
1
A 3!
Fantastic.
Hell yeah!
on a D20. Fuck.
Oh my god, I had a D8 and I got a 3. Okay, beautiful.
God, I'm upset at this
Scramble.
person. With that, you immediately get a running start. You see they try to run, but it looks like maybe just a stray piece of junk drops them on the floor. Hood's still on, and you see the tape does drop out the hand, so you can grab that if you want, or if you want to keep focusing on this person, you can.
I'm gonna focus on them.
While Zona's...
I'm like, yeah, I'm trusting you guys to handle.
Yeah, I was gonna say, while Zona's like grappled with this person and I see the tape drop, I'm gonna go for the tape.
Fantastic. You, Zona, grab this person at this instance. You're very much, are you like on the floor tussling, or are you like pinning them up against a wall or something? What are you doing?
I'll say I'm putting them on the floor and I'm gonna try and get a good look at their face. That's my
Fantastic.
number one.
Give me a bronze check at this point.
Okay.
Gotta beat do better. 7. Okay, that's decent. That's decent.
A brawn.
Yeah, I gotta beat a 7.
Come on. Motherfucker. A 5. Can I use my 2 adversity tokens to...
Yeah, you can.
Sweet. Cool.
With
7.
that, you're like tussling, trying to get on them, and with that, they're trying to back away as you manage to pin them against what looks like to be one of the square, just pieces of junk. You have an opportunity to grab whatever is on their hood and just reveal their face if you're going to.
Oh Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna reveal it. Who is it?
I'll get to you in a hot second. With that, you're like grabbing onto it. They're trying to get off. With that, Ava, you got the tape. Lizzie, what are you doing?
I kind of have to employ Jay to like help me limp over there, probably.
Fantastic. So Jay's just helping you in this instance?
Yeah.
Fantastic. With that, you going over, and at this point, Zona, you're grappling, going over, and at this point, you take off the hood, throw it off the back, and the person that you all see before you, very much struggling, and a slight nosebleed from where they got hit, is Rosa.
Okay. Okay.
Wait.
Dr. Moran's wife.
Wait. Seriously?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They're struggling through, trying to get off.
No, I'm pinning her down.
Make another one. Make another bronze check at this instance. You got a beat A. Come on, do better. 13. There we go.
Okay, I'm gonna have to explode on this one if I'm gonna do it. Come on. 4. Nope.
Damn. Take an adversity token. As you're like trying to pin them, you start to notice there's a yellow mist that goes behind their eyes. And with that, they touch into the metal that's behind them and begin to sink into it. As you see, they almost like phase through it.
What?
Oh.
Like Kitty Pryde style?
Yep. They go. Whoop.
Oh, fuck that. Oh my god. Can I shoot the metal? I'm shooting this thing.
You can shoot the
It's not
metal.
gonna
It's
do
not going to
anything.
do much. It's
It's
very
not gonna
much
do
a square
anything.
beam.
Oh my god, even I know. I'm
You
looking
do
back
notice
at-
that there is a opening that if you want to try to catch up to them, you're going to have to like shimmy your way through to get through to the other side.
I'll try and catch up. I'll shout back. Gonna try and grab her and what am I doing to catch up? Flight?
Flight, yeah, you're trying to shimmy through. As you see, there are at this
that's
point.
a 3. I'm rolling terribly today. Oh my
With
god.
You begin to shimmy through, going through. So 2 adversity tokens, if you'd be so kind. Ava and Lizzie, what are you guys doing in this instance?
I have the
Did we see?
tape.
Did we see there was Rosa?
Yeah, you saw it was Rose.
Okay. Sorry. Go for him though.
No, it's all good. I was just gonna say I have the tape in my hands, and we don't have a way to watch it right now, so that's unfortunate. If we saw the direction that Rosa went, is there any other hooded figure? Because we know that there were 2.
From what you can see, it seems there's one person.
Okay. In that case, seeing where Rosa went, I'm gonna try and follow. Like, go around and cut her off, kind of thing.
Brains check, if you'd be so kind. Gotta beat an 8.
I got an 8. And, well, technically I exploded, but I don't think that matters.
Well, explode. Go.
Oh, okay. I got an 8 again, so I exploded again.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then I got a 6, so 16 plus 6 is 22.
Oh, sweet lord. We'll get to you in a hot second. Lizzie, what are you doing in this instance?
How dark is it right now?
It's like late afternoon, so it's like pink in the sky right now.
Oh, okay, so it's not even dark at all. Yeah. I think I'm again just sort of like pressing Jay. Do you use your fire? Do you see anything that's gonna happen?
I mean, I don't really have control of this thing. I mean, I look at people's memories. What do you want me to do? You want to look into the future or some shit?
Yeah.
Is that wise? I've seen a lot of movies where that's a bad thing.
What is wise in this situation, Jay? We need to figure out what's going on and where to find her.
Fucking, I guess, sure. And with that, you see he kind of like puts you to the side, focuses for a moment, and with that, you see that his fire begins to bloom. His eyes begin to glow in his distinct color. And he sees almost like a look of horror on his face. He goes, "We're all gonna die." Storm coming. It's pissed. The thing that connects us is pissed. And
What is it?
I don't want to. This can't. Hey, Susan. Lizzie, you're dead. You, Ava, Zona, you're all dead.
Are we laying down? What do we look like?
I
What
don't
is
want
the
to look at this
environment?
anymore. Just don't make me.
Jay,
I said no! And you see that immediately he pulses, pushing you back as you see on the ground flowers begin to grow.
I just fall back.
He goes unconscious. At this point, you, Zona, having a bit of trouble as it's a little bit of a tense area that you're like having to be careful. It's metal too, so you're like, don't get tetanus. As you're sort of going through, you manage to come out. You do begin to run in that direction, but you're a bit slower. But you, Ava, since you rolled so high, you've been here a couple times because you like to fuck around here. It's a place where you can lay off steam, but with that, you know where to go. You follow a quick shortcut and are really able to cut off at this point, Rosa, as you are just very much there coming from this direction. You are coming from here. So I need you to make a bronze check if you'd be so kind for me to see if you can catch them.
Ooh, okay. I can try my best. What's the DC?
7.
Okay. I got a 1.
Lovely. With that, like a football player, you try to go in and try to like tackle them. But in this instance, you see that they're so fast, they grab you by your head, push you down, and with that, immediately go over to their car. And with that, begin to go down the hallway, sort of driveway there as they begin to burn rubber. At this instant, Zona, you see Ava eat dirt. And with this come up around the corner here, you notice that Rose is driving. So what are you guys doing?
I think. Oh, I think I'm gonna run towards Ava.
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I'm fine.
Go
on. No, I'm fine.
No, I'm. Oh God, no, I gotta help you. Your safety is bigger than than catching this.
I will let you know.
Lizzie.
You help Ava, you lose Rosa.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Lizzie yells out also, Jay's down.
Fuck. I don't.
It's up to you.
I'm gonna flip a coin. Because I'm having a hard time. Okay,
Flipping
heads
a
I go
coin.
for Rosa, tails I help out Ava and Jay. Tails help out Ava and Jay. That's more in line with
You'd
just
be
did it.
off by yourself too. Like,
yeah, that's I don't want to risk being on my own.
Yeah, that's so fair.
So with that,
no, I'm
you-
running back. I'm helping.
With that, Rosa gets away. At this point, you help up Ava, and the rest of you come back. You see that at this point, Henry comes around and kind of goes, "Oh, what the hell was that?"
somebody just came in, fucking attacked us or something.
Should I call the ambulance? It looks like Jay's kind of weird out.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think Jay does need help.
Yeah. I gotta get to the house. And with it, he goes, Herrick! Call 911! With that, as you guys are all here, do you wait for the ambulance to come by, or do you leave Jay here with the brothers?
Fuck.
I mean,
I don't want to leave Jay.
Me
okay.
neither.
Can we stay here and ask the brothers if they have a VCR we should borrow? Or use?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They have one. They said, you see that, yeah, you got one if you need one.
Yeah, so that way we can be here and watch the tape.
Lovely, lovely. So, are you gonna watch this tape?
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. I want to see what's going on.
You notice that this tape is very much in dire condition. You can see that it has been edited to be fully functional, but has been left out here for some time as well. Essentially, you put the tape in, rewind it, and it's night at this time. You speed it up a bit. You see there's workers coming in for their night shift. You see that, the fireworks from just a couple of lights that are going off in the background. But then, as you press play on this section, you see that night has come out. And these figures that you saw before that are now, at this point, trespassers, in a sense, as they climb over the wall and set up shop in an area near the plant. You see that one of them has what looks like to be gasoline or some sort of just like fuel tank in their hand. It begins to just pour the diesel all around the area. The two of the figures reconvene in one spot. And one of them begins to etch into the dirt various runes that you saw on the wall, but in the dirt itself. This other figure that's kind of like there to help is watching this go down. And with it, you see for a moment it's quiet. But then as they place their hand on the ground, the runes begin to glow red. As fire begins to spread, as almost like a snake-like figure comes out of it and begins to just slither all around the area. And as it finishes off, starting off what is essentially the wildfire, you see that the wind from this creature just exploding into the nearby gas shows Rosa. And the other individual you see finally is your father-in-law, Lizzie. Father Stone.
What in the Satan fuck?
I knew it. I had a feeling.
So all that God shit is what? An act?
Maybe it's just not to the god he thinks, or everybody thinks he's talking about.
Oh my god. What do we do?
I mean, fuck. Father Stone has a lot more pull in the community than anybody else. But...
No one's gonna believe us. If we come into town... I just don't know how we're gonna convince anybody. I mean, what? We say that the Catholic priest, like Lizzie said, the only one in such a large area is what? A cult member?
I don't see another option.
You might be right.
I mean, it's about how we deliver it. You know how to get a message across, don't you, Ava?
I don't think I've ever had to give a message this hard before. I feel like this is something Lizzie... I mean, the other Christians, they'll listen to you more than me.
I think it's possible that I know some about the Stone family and their history. They've been here at least since the 60s, but who's not to say that there's more information that Michael didn't also have another name, another face. That's maybe Samson. There's some stuff in their home. I know when exactly he's home and when he's not. I mean, I do think we could probably get it out of him in front of everyone. Just him. He'll walk himself right into that.
Okay. I don't trust Randall Colt, by the way. Not just because he runs Cyclone, but because he was talking to my dad and he was talking to Father Stone, right?
Mm.
I think he and Cyclone have something to do with this cult.
Maybe Cyclone is. Maybe Cyclone comes from the cult. You know? Maybe the cult came first, Cyclone came later, and all of this is just an excuse to do whatever they're trying to do.
I made Jay do something unfair. I made him look into the future. He said that there was a storm, and that the thing that connects all of us is pissed. And that in the future, we are all laying down somewhere. He didn't say anything about the environment. It was too much for him, but we were all dead. The three of us.
The thing that
Cyclone.
connects all of
A storm.
This last Heartfellow we were looking for. It's Father Stone. All of these deaths, all the he that my mother was afraid of. It's him. If we get him, then maybe that future doesn't have to come to pass.
I'm inclined to agree. I've never wanted Samson to be around more than right now. Maybe he could have seen some of the signs about all of this. We never talked about Michael. Just complained.
I'm sorry.
Does he still think you're pregnant?
Oh yeah.
Maybe that could be something. A weakness we use to exploit.
Y'all want to go to church?
Do I want to? No. Will I? Yeah.
For you? Sure.
With that, at this point, you see the ambulance comes in. But also you see what looks like to be 3 cop cars as well. You guys go outside. Do you go outside? Or do you just let them do their work?
I think Lizzie is unfortunately kind of curious, at least. I think I'll go outside at least. I think she, leaves it to y'all's discretion if you want to show yourself to the cops. But Lizzie at least will go out because she feels awful about Jay.
I think Ava watches from the window of whatever building we're in right now. Especially with Cyclone kind of having their eyes up for him, I think it's better to lay low.
How about you, Zona?
I think I'm like just kind of taking everything in, and I'm following Appa's lead, I think.
That Jay's put on a stretcher, put in the car. You see the sheriff kind of come over to you, Lizzie, with a number of other cops, and he goes, Lizzie?
Sheriff.
I don't want to do
Okay.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to put you under arrest. Possession
Why?
of contraband and sensitive Cyclone documents were found in your household. It was an anonymous tip, something to do with possibly the murders. We looked in your home, we found them with a number of other contrabands, so I'm gonna have to put the cuffs on you and take you down to the station.
I understand, Sheriff. I want a lawyer, but I'll go.
You'll get your lawyer, Lizzie, don't worry.
Ava,
You see,
Hold on, you can't have done that. There's no warrant or nothing.
hey,
got a
those
tip, we looked in the house.
those documents were mine. My dad gave them to me willingly. That was not stolen by Lizzie. I left them there because
Well,
I needed to leave them somewhere safe.
Even if that is true, we found a number of narcotics.
That's mine. That's mine.
The both of you, shut up, and we'll deal with this tomorrow. Let's go.
With that, one of the officers leads you into the back of one of their cop cars. The sheriff kind of goes up to you. I don't know which true or not, as he's going up to you, Ava and Zuna. But we're gotta make sure she's comfortable, and we'll try to get this sorted out.
This is a mistake. And she'll be out
You guys
tomorrow.
can't possibly do that. Yeah, she'll be out soon. You guys, you can't have looked through her things without a warrant.
Well, some things came to light, and especially with everything going around the town, we were just given a tip and we followed up.
No, can't be legal.
And Ava puts a hand on Zona's shoulder. We'll figure it out.
Zona's quickly learning this is a time where she needs to shut up for a second.
And with that, Lizzie, you get in the back of the car and the officer begins to drive you down. As the two of you see Lizzie drive away into the wood, wondering what to do next. Lizzie, how are you feeling in the back of this car as you're driving through the woods?
I think there's an amount of power that she put into the situation. I think she maybe asked them to cuff her a certain way, in front rather than anything uncomfortable. I think she's just speaking very plainly with everyone. Not more than she needs to. Again, she's I'm not gonna say anything until I have a lawyer. But there is half of a thought here, which is to almost as if potentially she had Jay's future sense for just this second in her own imagination. She wonders what it would be like to just blow up all the cars right now. And that life of crime, that running away, that inability to be out in the open and care for people, it outweighs the temporary pros of getting away in this very instance. But she thinks about it. And she wonders if there is something she needs to appreciate or find gratitude for, given she is the most powerful person in the car that she is in right now. But there is also the rest of this is just, I deserve this. I deserve to be in the back of this car. I deserve to be in pain, and for Zona and Ava to carry on the best way that they can. and she just, honestly, I think maybe she just tries to go to sleep.
You prep yourself, get yourself in a nice little corner of this cop car as you begin to cross the bridge over. But as you do, you see the cop driving the car kind of goes, what the hell? As there seems to be a figure just standing in the middle of the road. You're still a bit of distance away. And as you open your eyes, you see Father Stone.
Motherfucker.
And you see he waves his hand. Energy goes around it. And motions it in a aggressive fashion. As you feel the car flip and go straight into the woods. As you are just rolling, going through, you hit your head. You start bleeding to the side and as the car is very much on its upside down, crushed. You are really concussed and on the verge of unconsciousness to really do anything. But with that, you see the door crumbles up like a piece of paper and then flies off as he uses his hand motions to... And with it, uses his power to pull you closer to him. As he stares you in the eyes right before you pass out and goes, "You lied to me. You lied to a son of God. And we're gonna find out why." As you go unconscious and you get kidnapped by your father-in-law.
Oh.
And that is how you shall end our episode for today. Yay! As you can see, I've done my job right. And thank you for sticking in with us for another wild episode of the Wildfire Club. With that in mind, we're going to do plugs in reverse order here so people can know where to find you and what's going on in your life there. Starting off with Kim. Start us off there. Who were you playing today and who are you and where can people find you?
Hi, I'm Cam, and today I was playing Arizona Stone. You can find me at cam.nader or cam_nader all over, all of the places, good places. And yeah, there's a very cool thing, and I'm gonna pass it over to Hamna.
I think it's very funny that you referred to your character as Arizona Stone, suggesting that you and Lizzie have now gotten married.
Wait, did I say Stone?
You did.
Oh my god, Arizona Holloway.
That's so funny.
I'm so sorry.
No,
Silly
it's
me.
really funny.
I was thinking about Father Stone, and I was like, God damn it.
Hello everyone, my name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me all over the social medias at Lilith TTRPG. Blue Sky is where I am most active, so probably go there. Also, you should follow my multimedia production studio, Tendervicious Studios, which can be found all across social media at Tendervicious Studios or tendervicious.com. We have an TTRPG actual play podcast out right now called Lori's House. You can find it wherever you pod your casts. It is a story about imperfect memory, identity, and community. It's really good, in my very biased opinion, so go listen to it. And with that, I'll pass things over to Joe.
Hello everyone, I'm Josephine at scarydogfriend, and I have been Lizzie Stone, who uses she, her pronouns. You can find me over on Lantern Light Adventures. We play Monster Hearts 2. What If Buffy Was the Menu Was the Bear is essentially Appetites, our Monster Hearts 2 story, where I play a manticore. On Thursdays, Imagination Arcade, we are doing a 3-shot of Eat the Reich, where I play Chuck, Buck and Fuck Chuck, the American vampire cowboy who is out here to drink Nazi blood. And yeah, all over the place. Again, Scary Dog Friend. Pass it to Chris.
Hi everyone, I'm the man responsible of the pain you witnessed today. With that in mind, my name is Chris and I've been your GM for these preceding evenings. With that in mind, what we got going on here, we're working on stuff, so we should have announcements coming up later about other shows we're doing. The Wildfire Club only has a couple more episodes left, so we're almost done with this bad boy. We're getting to the end. But you can follow up on Taíno Tales and via Cologne to see the updates for all of that. And a quick special announcement, because it's going to be announced in an hour, so I should be legally fine to say this. But I've been nominated for Crit Awards, specifically for Best GM for Cobalt Press, for the work we did over at Stewart's War. So I'll probably do a bunch of stuff and showing clips and stuff, so just when that comes around, keep your boy in mind. But I'll get more into detail later today when that gets officially announced. But until then, everyone, thank you for joining us, and we hope you had a wonderful time with us. Until then, we'll see you on the next episode of the Wildfire Club. Bye-bye.